stressful. Last week, my English teacher announced that we were going to do extra homework, on top of having to study for a state test, which made me want to cry. To add on, I had dance, tennis, and swimming practice, which is the worst feeling ever. I was angry. My teachers knew we were already overloaded with work. Why add more fuel to the fire? It made me feel like my time didn't matter. I didn't want to go back to school at all after that. Students are becoming burnt out from doing overwords at school, and this is affecting their overall health and relationships. According to 3 Penny Press, in January of 2022, high schoolers do an average of 3 to 6 hours of homework every night. Crazy! Today we're going to sharpen our pencils to write down the causes. Next, we will stress about our due date to discuss the effects. And finally, we will turn our assignments late and try to understand the solutions behind why we value homework so much. The main cause behind the issue is the excessive amount of homework. Teachers are forcing way too much homework on their students each night without giving them enough time to complete it. According to Stanford Education, published in March of 2014, research conducted by Dennis Pope, a senior lecturer at Stanford, quoted students as saying they often do homework they see as pointless or mindless in order to keep their grades up. Many students feel forced or obligated to choose homework over developing other talents or skills. They give too much homework so they can understand the lesson really well, which doesn't help them. They don't want to do it sometimes when the next day they get called out for not doing their homework, which makes them feel really disappointed and feel like a failure, which isn't their fault. Teachers give out extra homework because they're expected by the school. The teachers want to give the students more homework to check their knowledge, according to the Dispatch Online, published in December of 2020. It must be stressful to teachers because they are not sure if the students are really learning the material. They give out many assignments to make sure that kids are actually comprehending the material. Teachers want their students to be able to fully understand the topics they are learning. I think they shouldn't give them so much homework because it makes the students feel really stressed. Extra homework makes the students feel like they're failing so much when they are trying their best. It makes them really upset. According to Stanford University in March 2014, it says that 56% of the students considered homework a primary source of stress. Less than 1% of the students said homework was not a stressor. This proves that teachers give too much homework to the students. That makes them really stressed. I think that teachers should give them less homework every day. The extra homework leads to less sleep for the students, and teachers are giving their students so much homework that gives them headaches, exhaustion, sleep deprivation, weight loss, and stomach problems, as well as a lack of balance in their lives. It makes them a very big impact on their health and physical problems for themselves by just doing homework. Definitely give students more time to complete work and projects at school. I think that giving students more time at school will help them to be less stressed because I found this out on sensoryedge.com, which says that will benefit students by the teachers being present to guide them in the initial stages of work that will in turn cause less stress when they get home to work on it, because it has already been started. I think that teachers should give more time at school than giving a lot of homework at home, because some people don't have as much time as the teacher thinks, and that's a hard thing to manage. So in the end, it would be easier to have the students get more time in class to finish all their work rather than saving it to do at home. In the end, I think that teachers give a lot to students, even though they're like 6 and have so much pressure to do perfect, even though they're just like so little. For example, state testing, LPAC, etc. People should give their students more time to do their work at school and shouldn't pressure them like they're going to college. And plus, they think they are failing most of the time, which it gives them less confidence and makes them disappointed in themselves. And when they're like 7, they do good at state testing and they always think that they did great, but when they get their scores back, they didn't do as good as they thought they would, which makes them have the worst days when they're like 7. Teachers are amazing for fighting for students and caring about their stress levels. Hopefully students, parents, schools, and teachers can all come together to create a less stressful life for everyone. Extra homework makes the students feel like they're failing so much that when they try their best, it makes them feel really upset. According to Stanford University in March 2014, it says that 56% of the students said homework was not a stressor. But another 1% said that students weren't a stressor. And 56% of the students considered homework a primary source of stress. This proves that teachers give too much homework to the students that makes them really stressed. I think that teachers should give students less homework every day. The extra homework leads to less sleep for the students. The teachers are giving their students so much homework that makes them have headaches, exhaustion, sleep deprivation, weight loss, and stomach problems, as well as a lack of balance in their lives. It makes a very big impact on their health and physical problems for themselves by just homework. I think that teachers are making the students do so much homework when they could just give the students less homework so they don't have to be so stressed. And then they will understand it better with no stress. Once upon a time, they were going to rebel and give the teachers 1,000 pages of math packets every day for the whole school life. So they can feel the pain of doing 1,000 math packets every day. Then the students will go to the beach. When the teachers do their packets, I bet they're going to enjoy it. When I become the president, I'm going to stand my decision and cancel homework for the rest of people's lives. I hate doing homework. Giving homework once a week, such as on a Monday and turning it in on Friday, if you don't give once a week, most of the students will get frustrated or upset. Kids do some pretty silly things, like eat mounds of Tide Pods, just because they're upset, which is pretty good for your body if I do say so myself. Many students don't have a lot of homework these days. It's weird, but I think it's a good thing to have one packet a week because it helps them focus better than having a lot of homework, like me, for example. On Eastside Online, some schools have decided that they should have no homework on the weekdays. Only no homework is allowed on the weekends. Going a step further, that in March of 2023, the Worcester School Commitment decided to have no homework days, like no teach. Well, last week my English teacher announced that we were going to do extra homework on top of having to study for our state test, which it made me want to cry. And to add on, I had dance, tennis, and a swimming practice after that, which is the worst feeling ever. I was angry. My teachers knew we were already overloaded with work. Why add more fuel to the fire? It made me feel like my time didn't matter. I didn't want to go back to school at all after that. Students are becoming burnt out from being overworked at school, and this is affecting their overall health and relationships. According to Three Penny Press, in January of 2022, high schoolers do an average of 3 to 6 hours of homework every night. Crazy. Today we're going to sharpen our pencils to write down the causes. Next, we will stress about our due date to discuss the effects. And finally, we will turn in our assignments late and try to understand the solutions behind why we value homework so much. The main cause behind the issue is an excessive amount of homework. Teachers are forcing way too much homework on their students each night, giving them enough time to complete it. According to Stanford Education, published in March of 2014, research conducted by Dennis Pope, a senior lecturer in Stanford, quoted, "Students are saying they often do a homework they say as pointless or mindless in order to keep their grades up. Many students feel forced or obligated to choose homework over developing other talents or skills. They give too much homework so they can understand the lesson really well which doesn't help them. They don't want to do sometimes because the next day they get called out for not doing their homework, which makes them feel really disappointed in themselves and feel like a failure, which isn't their fault. Teachers agree. Teachers give out extra homework because they are expected to by the school. The teachers want to give the students more homework to check their knowledge. According to Dispatch Online, published in December of 2020, it must be stressful to teachers because they are not sure if the students are really learning the material. They give out many assignments to make sure the kids are actually comprehending the material. Teachers want their students to be able to fully understand the topics they are learning. I think they shouldn't give them so much homework because it makes them feel really stressed.